could enhance what I'm doing in my career, in my mission on this planet?
Nope.
Okay.
Just kidding. You are familiar with the formula of acting on your highest excitement?
No.
All right, I'll give you the whole formula. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, paying attention?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. Listening?
Yes.
All right. Carefully?
Yes.
All right. Every moment of your life that you can, any opportunity that presents itself out of every option you have, at every moment, whatever you are capable of acting on, at any moment, no matter what it is, pick the option that contains the highest amount of excitement, no matter what it is. Act on it to the best of your ability until you can act on it no further. When you can act on it no further, look around, see what other options are now open to you, no matter what they are. Pick the one that contains the highest excitement, no matter how it looks, even if it seems utterly unconnected on the surface to the last exciting thing you did. The excitement in it tells you it's connected. So act on that to the best of your ability, taking it as far as you can until you can take it no further, and you keep doing that every moment that you can to the best of your ability. And here's the most important part of the formula. You act on your highest excitement every moment that you can with absolutely zero, and I mean zero, insistence, assumption, or expectation as to what the outcome ought to be. Zero. And if you just keep doing that, and that alone, then the synchronicity in your life will lead you from circumstance to circumstance. You will always be exactly where you need to be when you need to be there. Your life will become an ecstatic explosion of synchronicity. And you will always expand and expand and expand into more joy, and more opportunities will present themselves to you for more joy, and you will have more and more inspirations to create more joy. That formula is all you need to live your life as fully as you can, because the only mission you actually have, all of you, it's the same mission, is to live your life as the unique you are, as fully as you can. And the easiest way to do that is to act on your highest passion and excitement, because excitement, passion, that sensation, is your body translation of the vibrational energy of your true core self. And when you do that, you're in alignment with your true self as best as you can be. And being the best you can be is the fulfillment of your mission. The way you go about it is your expression of the mission. And that can be very different from everyone else's. The way you go about it is by acting on your highest excitement, because the way you act on your excitement and the things that excite you will never be exactly the same as the things that excite anyone else. So there's the difference in your mission expression, but you all have the same mission to be yourself in this life as fully as you can, and act on your joy with no assumption or expectation as to what the outcomes should be is the easiest way to do that. And that's it. Is that too simple?
No. I think I've been moving into that space, but I hadn't brought it as clearly to a conscious level as what you're expressing.
All right. Can you now do so?
Yes.
Then apply it in your life, and you will see through the things that then occur. If you have zero expectation as to what you think should occur, you will see that everything that occurs, if you give it positive meaning, because it's fundamentally neutral, doesn't have any built-in meaning, you give it positive meaning. Without you and the meaning you give to life, life has no meaning. So when you give it the meaning, that's the effect you'll get out of it, because life is completely neutral and will bend to the meaning you give it. So if you always give everything that happens a positive meaning for you, regardless of what anyone else is thinking or intending or going through around you, if you give your part of that experience a positive meaning, you will get a positive effect, you will stay in a positive vibration, and you give them the best opportunity to see that positive reflection from you so that they could choose that too. At the same time, you have to be unconditionally loving and allowing enough to allow them to choose whatever they choose, regardless of whether it matches your positive vibration or not. Does that make sense?
Yes, totally.
Because if you're not unconditionally allowing someone to choose even the negative, if you can't allow them to choose what at that moment they believe is the best thing they can choose, why should you be allowed to choose anything? You understand?
Yes, I do.
Does this help you?
Yes, thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
All right.
Hi, Bashar.
Annie, good day.
I have a question about the shifting from parallel universe
Reality to parallel reality, billions of times per second, yes.
Yes. My question is, so when I shift from one into another,
Yes.
the one that I shifted from,
Still exists,
does it have another streaming, individuated consciousness in it?
yes.
Oh, and when I'm shifting into a one, am I merging with another consciousness that was streaming in that one?
You're not merging with it, you are it.
Okay.
I know that sounds confusing, but nevertheless, everything is conscious, everything. And the idea of you shifting from parallel reality to parallel reality doesn't mean that you're kicking the last tenant out. It doesn't mean you're merging with them. It just means you've always been there, but now you're looking through those eyes.
Oh,
See the difference?
I've always been there.
But now you are looking through those eyes instead of the eyes you were looking through a moment before. Because your eyes are everywhere.
That's what I was going to say. So that means
You're all that is. That's what that means. All of you are all that is. The more you allow yourself to expand, you don't lose your identity. You become everything. You recognize you're everything already. You become aware that you're everything already. You understand?
Yeah.
Does that help?
That's great. Yeah.
We think so.
I have another kind of comment question.
All right.
Couple of days before coming here, I kept seeing license plates that said council, council. Now I know, council
All
of the
right.
nine.
So you're setting up your own synchronicity.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's anything that any of the council of nine, any message for me?
Well, the first message always is, are you living your passion? Yes or no? Hesitation usually means no. At least not fully.
Yeah, I guess not fully, because
You
I
guess?
am. Yeah, it's
All right.
true.
And so what area of your life are you not willing to live your passion in? And why?
I guess it's not that clear to myself.
But you said you knew that it wasn't fully. So you must have some inkling. Take a guess.
Yeah, I'm not in a relationship.
So,
In a
what has that
romantic
got to do with your
relationship.
passion? What has that got to do with your passion?
I am doing quite a bit for what it is that I'm really passionate about.
Quite a bit.
Like,
Meaning
I
not
c-
every moment that you can.
Yeah, I could be doing more.
And you're holding back because it's all right if you are. We're just looking for your reasons as to why you think holding back serves you.
I guess maybe I just feel
You
that
keep
I'm
guessing a lot.
Yeah.
Is there anything you know about yourself?
Yes, I feel that I'm waiting for better timing, I guess. There
Waiting
we go.
for timing? That's an oxymoron. Timing is timing. You don't wait for it, it just happens at perfect timing.
Well, when it does, I do take a moment and I write or I, sing.
You do understand that perfect timing actually happens all the time, right?
Yes.
So when you say when it does, that's every moment. When you treat every moment as if what is happening in that moment is what needs to happen in that moment in perfect timing, you will begin to experience every moment in its perfectly timed essence.
I'm experiencing more of that. I've been
More of
experiencing
that,
more
yes,
of that.
more of that. All we are saying is obviously you're expressing a desire to experience even more.
Yes.
So we are asking you, in what way do you believe, do you imagine you could? And don't guess.
In every way, I've actually been experiencing a lot more synchronicity in my life in every way.
All right. Then there's nothing lacking, correct?
No.
All right. Then what's your question?
I do have another question. Is I've been having recurring injuries in my ankles,
Yes.
and I'm wondering. I've been having a really tough time understanding what might be going on. I mean, at different times, I thought that the injury was for a different reason, and it made sense to me that it would be for that reason.
Such
like
as?
working way too hard and needing
right.
to take time to rest.
And did you?
Yes.
All right. Do you have issues of self-support?
Yes.
Well, there you go. There's your ankles.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So
that's something that you can be working on to integrate into your excitement, yes? Because if you have issues of self-support, you are saying that's an area of your life where you're not really living your passion, correct? Yes? No?
Yes.
Maybe?
Maybe, yes, yeah, probably, yes. Can you repeat that, please?
If you just said you are having issues of self-support, does that not mean that that's a belief system that needs to be brought into alignment with what you prefer?
Yes.
So that's what you can be working on to accelerate your idea of experiencing more passion, is finding out what beliefs you're holding on to that allow you to experience issues of lack of self-support.
Thank you. That's what I needed. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. We are always here to support you in supporting yourself.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Good day to you, too. It's like family.
It is not like family.
It is family.
It is family.
Thank you for everything that you brought to me. I know that.
And thank you for everything you brought to yourself. And we thank you all for everything that you bring to us.
In that exchange of ambassadorship, I've focused a lot in channeling.
Oh, all right.
And I have some questions about the octagon when you're talking about the contraction octagon.
Contraction?
The octagon.
Are you talking about the spiral?
Yeah, the spiral where you have the no choice and then survival.
All right.
In the middle.
Yes.
With the two arrows.
Yes.
Can you explain the other in the middle? Because I haven't been able to identify that. What that in the middle is that's where to put all of your
It's
pain,
where you reinvent yourself. It's the crucible that
Okay.
breaks you down and allows you to melt and let go of all your former assumptions and definitions of yourself so that you can recrystallize as someone new in the way
Excellent.
that you prefer to define yourself.
So
Yes.
seems that's the next step with what I do with hypnosis to assist people to achieve
All
the best
right.
that they are.
All right.
So that's where they can basically put all of their baggage.
Well, it's where they need to look at their baggage and where they need to let go of their baggage, but then they realize that the baggage doesn't belong to them anyway if it's something that they actually need to let go of, and it never was theirs. So it's not about putting the baggage there, it's about a place where they can let go of the baggage that doesn't belong to them.
And then redefine, or I define what their passion is and what their joy is.
If they wish to do it in that order, yes. Usually, though, when you have defined your passion, then you recognize what doesn't belong to you. And therefore, it's easier to drop it because it's nonsensical for you to hold on to something that's not yours.
Back to the belief system.
Of course, always.
Well, thank
Always.
you. Thank you, and for all of your kind from the Sasani and Savai to you.
Shivai.
Shivai, sorry. That what you've brought to me as far as bringing everything that I am to my
Alright.
highest joy and to be here.
Ha, too.
Thank you very much. Do you have anything for me that I can do in the next steps?
You
that I
can
know where
follow
I am?
your imagination because your imagination is your best guide. Do you trust it?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Then you don't need to ask us. Yes? Remember, this is about self-empowerment. Yes? You have all the answers. You have all the power. You have all the choice. Choose. That's your power.
The ambassadorship. There you go.
Choose.
I
All
definitely
right?
choose. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
Annie, you good day.
I have two questions. One of the questions is I just started a brand new career, and I'm finding myself not to feel the way I thought I would feel before.
How did you
getting
think you would feel?
super excited, and it's just so different. It's
Yes, well, congratulations on creating an unexpected path. You don't want it to be boring, right?
no.
Well, then unexpectedness is to be expected if you want a life of joy and a life of true challenge and a life of discovering what about yourself you don't already know.
So
Yes.
yeah.
And in doing that, it gives you more information and experience to write about. Yes?
Yes.
Well, then isn't that part of the process?
Yes.
So what is not exciting about that?
I just thought that maybe because I didn't feel the way I thought I would feel, I was like in the wrong career.
I see. Well, it's always up to you to have the discernment to stand back and go, all right, maybe this isn't my path of preference. But also you have to have the discernment to make sure that you're not coloring it to make it seem unexciting when it could be. It may be an opportunity for you to examine that you may have a belief that's coloring things. If you determine that you don't, and you recognize that it really isn't your path, that's all right too. Sometimes the things that excite you just excite you to pull you in a certain direction because that's the direction you need to go in. It doesn't mean that thing has to come to fruition. That's why we say you have zero expectation as to what the outcome ought to be. But it's also important to pay attention as to whether or not it truly isn't the path or whether you're just coloring it with your fear. Make sense?
Yes.
So, which is it, do you think?
Fear. I know it's fear.
Fear of what? Not good enough?
No, it's
Fear
not
of
that.
what?
Of getting hurt out on the field.
Getting hurt.
Yes.
In what way?
Physically. I don't know, just afraid of
What was the career that you said you had chosen?
being a police officer.
All right. Why? Why?
Why I chose it?
Yes, why?
To help people. I wanted to help people. And
All right. Well, you knew going in that there might be physical danger, yes?
yes, sir, I did.
What's different then?
I just thought that I would feel the way I thought before.
Which was what?
Like excitement and everything.
But why don't you feel the excitement? You knew there was danger to begin with, and yet you were excited.
Yes.
So why aren't you excited now?
Just because I thought maybe I was in the wrong career due to the fact that I didn't feel that excitement. I don't know if that makes sense or...
Is there something else you would rather do?
At the moment, no.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you afraid to become excited about something else because when you start doing that, you'll lose the excitement there too? Because it will be different than you thought? Have you done this before?
Have done what...
Have you gone towards something you thought was exciting only to find that when you did it, it wasn't as exciting as you thought?
Yes.
How many times?
I don't know. Maybe once. I don't know. I really don't know. Once for sure.
Aside from the one you're talking about now?
Yes, sir.
Which was what?
Nursing.
So you thought that would be exciting
And it was.
until...
I got bored going to the same place and just doing the same thing over and over.
Why did you allow it to become boring? Remember, there are no boring situations, just bored minds.
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Why did I allow it to be? Because I wanted to try something different,
All right.
which was this.
So you are on an exploratory path of learning what it is you really are excited about, yes?
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that, you know. Is there some reason why you have to settle on something? Decide on something?
No.
So, is it all right that you may go into something and then discover that it really isn't your excitement? Is that all right?
Yes.
All right. So, you may keep doing that then. What's the next thing you're excited about? If you left what you are doing now, what would be the next thing you think you might be excited about?
I haven't thought that. Well, maybe.
Yes, you have.
Traveling.
Traveling in what way? What's exciting for you about traveling?
Discovering new places.
So
new
if you go to a
cultures.
new place, will the excitement go away?
Maybe eventually, I think,
Why?
because that's a pattern I've been showing these past couple of years.
Yes, all right. Well, so why do you have that pattern?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I really don't. I don't know. I'm lost. And
You are lost. All right, that's why. You just answered it. You feel lost. Why do you feel lost?
because I want to know if this is the right. Well,
The right?
the right path I should be taking right now.
What if it's not? What if you never find it? What will happen then to you? Will you crumble to dust? Will you have failed miserably in your existence if you never find the path, the thing? What will happen to you? Please let us know. We are so very concerned about you now. We are so very curious to know how this story ends if you never find the thing, the one thing, your particular path. Oh, so dire. What will happen?
Life goes on.
Yes. You will always be able to find something. You will always be able to determine that something excites you. There may not be any one thing. What if your excitement is a number of things under an exciting umbrella that expresses itself in a number of different ways? What if there is a connective theme to all the things that you're doing? I want to help people. Nurse, policeman, you understand? Policewoman in your language. You said you like to help people. Why?
It brings a lot of happiness.
It brings who a lot of happiness?
Me. Brings
Why?
me to know that I'm helping other people just
All right.
helps me.
And so, is the traveling connected to the idea of helping other people as well? Is that why the traveling excites you too?
No,
Or is there some other reason?
I'm just excited to discover new things. So new places, new cultures, new languages, new food.
So what you are saying is, you are a wanderer. And therefore, you're not really excited and not really happy unless you're actually always doing something different. And that what you are calling a pattern may actually be who you are. Would that be all right?
I don't know. It sounds kind of like a bad thing. to always
Why
be
does it sound
wondering.
like a bad thing?
Because I know most people just choose one thing and they are
Who
happy
cares
doing
what
it.
most people do? You're not most people. Why isn't it all right to be who you actually are? To be a wanderer, to explore many different things, to be an explorer, to always be looking to discover something new. Why is that not a life? An exciting life? There are people on your planet that do that, you know.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Well, can't you be one of them if that's what you really prefer?
Yes, I can.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Then isn't that exciting?
very actually.
That you will always be doing something new?
Yes.
When you accept that that may be who you are, you will figure out a way to make that work for you. You understand?
Yes, sir, I do.
And then you'll be able to gather all the different experiences that you have and help people along the way because of the vast scope of the knowledge that you collect along the way doing all these different things. You are just perhaps a Jill of all trades.
Great. My second question is, I have an injury that I always worry about.
What is the injury?
I tore my ACL.
Yes, well, why not seek people who can assist you with this?
I did.
And
It healed itself, I guess.
then what are you worried about?
That it's. I
Have
need-
you seen what exists on your planet called the no worry chart? Have you seen that?
No, sir, I have not.
Oh, sir. Oh, so formal. All right, madam. Basically, the idea is, if you have a situation, is there something you can do about it, yes or no? If there is something you can do about it, then don't worry. If there is nothing you can do about it, don't worry. You understand?
Yes, I do.
So if you're in a state where right now it is what it is and you don't need to focus on it, you don't need to worry about it, why worry? Yes?
Yes.
All right.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Thank you for being here. So I was sitting over here trying to formulate my question, and
all
it's
right.
on delegation.
Delegation, yes?
So I'm in charge of people at my job,
All right.
and in my personal life, I have a lot of things that I want to accomplish,
You want to accomplish. All right.
and I love all the things that life has to offer.
All
There's so
right.
many different things that
Yes.
I actually want to participate in
All right.
accomplishing.
All right. You understand the concept that excitement is an organizing principle, yes?
An organizing principle.
In other words, when we talk about the idea of acting on your highest excitement, the one that excites you the most first, you will find that when you have taken that as far as you can, and you discover what the next thing is that contains the highest excitement at that moment, you'll find out that excitement actually functions not only as a driving engine and a complete kit, but it functions as the organizing principle in your life. So in other words, when you act on the thing that excites you the most first, and then the next thing that excites you the most, and the next, when you have exhausted them in order, whatever you don't have time to do at the end of the day, you don't need to do. Because excitement has given them to you in the order in which they actually need to be done to perpetuate your excitement. So at the end of the day or at the end of your life, whatever hasn't been done didn't need to be done.
So it didn't need to be done, but I'm thinking that I have a feeling that I lost out on the opportunity to actually do it.
And if you have a feeling, then that means you have a belief that you did. But if you understand the idea of making appointments with things, like you say, there are things I really wish to do, you are making an appointment, in a sense, energetically, to do a certain thing, then a real appointment, an appointment that really is reflective of what energy, what experience will benefit your highest excitement, your true self, those appointments will always be met. They will always be kept in perfect timing. And you don't have to worry or wonder about whether or not you will get an opportunity to act on those things. The things you don't get the opportunity to act on when you're in that state don't need to be acted on by you in the way that you thought. The idea also, however, is to understand that when you make those appointments, they cannot be missed, with one exception. When you spend time wondering and worrying whether or not you will make the appointment, that's when you will miss the appointment. Because you're spending your energy wondering if you will make the appointment. But if you stop wondering whether or not you will do the things that you really need to do, then you will do the things you really need to do. Life will arrange itself so that you can. Synchronicity will arrange itself so that you can. So let excitement organize your life so that you will understand in what order those things actually serve you best and in what order you don't need to do them. Yes? Life works when you allow it to. You don't have to make it work. Just let it work. It's already structured for you. You just need to go with the flow of that vibration of excitement to let it show you how you need to act on things and in what order and when. That's how it works. It really does. It really does. I'm not making it up. It really does work that way. And if you allow yourself to experience that, you will get the proof. You will get the results. You will see that it actually synchronistically does work that way. And then you'll start to relax a little bit. And you will let your life unfold in a natural way, acting on the things that are presented to you first that contain the highest excitement, and witnessing how all the others arrange themselves in a line behind that. Perfect orchestration.
So I understand that works. I mean, you spelled it out very clearly.
All
there.
right.
So I understand that.
Yet.
And yet I feel that there's things that I know I should delegate over, and there's times that I resist delegating
Because,
some of those things I actually want to do.
well, then,
And yet it would help my life run smoother
Yes.
if I was to just delegate.
may I ask you a perspective question?
Yes.
What makes you think you're not doing them by delegating? You're the one delegating, so you're still doing it. Let me put it to you another way. Let us say that there is a screw that you would like to screw into a piece of wood. Yes?
Yes.
Well, your insistence on doing it yourself would mean that you would grab the screw with your fingers and twist it and twist it and twist it until you drive it into the wood. Or you could delegate the job to a drill. You're still doing it. The person that you delegate things to is still working with you. You are still working with them. They are part of the equation of your doing something with a helping hand, like a tool. Doesn't mean you're not doing it. Change your definition of what it means to delegate, and you will understand that you're not missing out on anything. And then the things that you truly need to do by yourself will again arrange themselves to show you which ones you can do alone and which ones you can still do with assistance, because you're still doing them. Because if you didn't delegate, it wouldn't get done, so you're still the initiator. You're still doing it. I understand the difference in what you mean by wanting certain experiences yourself, but it's only your definition of delegation that's getting in your way of actually having all the experiences you need to have by yourself and the ones that you don't need to have by yourself, but which you are still doing because you're the initiator. Okay. Does this help?
Absolutely. That analogy definitely helped.
All right.
So if
Yes.
I was to be better at doing that,
Yes.
then there's other experiences that I would like to have.
Well, you will, again, based on what we just said.
And so an example that I would have is,
Yes.
because I feel I have a lot of things that need to get accomplished.
Why? Again, let synchronicity and let excitement order and organize your life about the things you actually need to accomplish. You may not need to do as many things as you think.
Okay.
And when you allow your life to flow more readily, things will actually accelerate, and you may actually get more done than you think you're capable of in the same amount of time, because space and time are becoming more malleable and flexible. You may not need as much time as you think to do the things you wish to do. So let space and time fit the things you need to do rather than you trying to stuff everything into a particular box of space and time. Let space and time stretch or shrink as it needs to accommodate what you really need to do, because it will, and it always does. Yes?
Yes, absolutely.
Does
Thank
that
you.
help?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Shh.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Good day. So I have two questions.
Speak up, speak up.
I have two questions. One is about connecting with my higher being.
Yes.
I feel like when I'm living my life at like random times, there are two.
Living your life at random times?
I'm living my life, and at random times,
all right.
there are two distinct voices trying to guide my actions.
Not
Like-
trying.
Well, one's telling me, hey, do this, and the other's telling me, hey, do that.
Yes.
And I'm having a hard time knowing.
Does one excite you more than the other? Do you have more capability of acting on one more than the other?
You know, sometimes it'll be really simple, like yesterday, hey, sit here, and the other says, hey, sit over there, and it's
And?
not a big deal, but it's bothering me that there are two choices, and why can't one just say, sit here, and the other says, yeah, okay, sit there.
So you're asking for more limitation?
No, not limitation, just guidance onto how to
No,
know.
you're asking for more limitation. You're saying, don't give me a choice. Just tell me what to do. That's what you're doing. Don't give me a choice. You want to limit your choices.
I just don't know if I can trust. And sometimes I feel
you don't
I'm
trust
crazy.
yourself. You don't trust yourself.
But it makes me feel crazy, like voices are telling me what to do, and I know it's not.
But voices tell us things all the time.
But you know which one to go with.
And how do I know that?
I don't know how.
Yes, you do. How do I know that?
The one that excites you the most?
It's more than that. You want a hint?
Yes.
Even though you may be engaging with other beings, all the voices come from you. Because you have to create your version of them in order to experience them in your reality. So the reason I know that I can choose what I prefer is because I know that the choices are coming from me. And then I just decide what I prefer.
What if the choice you chose wasn't good, and then you
It's
say, "Oh, I
always
wish I would have
good.
done
It's
that other one."
always good. Watch your definitions. That's what's confusing you. You're labeling these ideas in negative ways, and that's causing the confusion. They're always good. Why would they be other?
Well, after you chose it, you say, "Oh, I wish I would have chosen the other one."
I never say that.
Sometimes I do.
I know, and that's your problem. What you need to say is, thank you for revealing to me that this choice was not my preference. Now I know what my preference is. And so now I will choose the other. You must understand that sometimes people on your planet have an easier time defining what is their preference by first defining more clearly what is not their preference. Therefore, it still works to your advantage because now you've eliminated something that you know has nothing to do with you. And that has taken you further. And that, therefore, made it a good choice. It's similar to the idea of many of your scientific investigations. They may go down this path and that path and this path and that path, always coming to a dead end based on what they are searching for. But they always celebrate that because now they know they have discovered something that based on what they're searching for does not work. And they can share that information with others. Hey, don't waste your time going down that path. It doesn't work. Oh, thank you very much. You've saved me a lot of valuable time. Now you've been of service by discovering something that may not work and sharing that information. Of course, other people may have other things that they get out of it, but nevertheless, it's never a bad choice unless you label it as such. And when you label it as such, it will always be experienced as a bad choice. You understand?
Yes.
And then you'll be sitting there wishing and hoping you had done something else instead of using the experience you created for the purpose that you created it, which means you're invalidating what you chose, which means you don't trust yourself.
So they're not distinct non-physical beings.
There may be
communicating.
non-physical beings that are also communicating with you, but again, it doesn't matter. Because the only way you could perceive them is by creating your version of them in your reality out of your own energy. Therefore, there must be a reason why you're doing that. Maybe it's giving you an opportunity to learn how to communicate with other beings in a way that makes sense for you. Maybe it's giving you an opportunity to get more in touch with other aspects of your own consciousness in a way that makes more sense for you. But the only way you're going to find out what it is actually doing for you is to assume that this process that you're going through is serving a positive purpose. Because if you don't assume that, if you don't act like you know it's serving a positive purpose, you will never discover that it's serving a positive purpose. Because you cannot experience something you are not the vibration of first. So if you believe it's negative, the only outcomes, the only assumptions you will ever make, the only thoughts you will ever have about it is that it's negative. You will never have a positive one until you assume that there might actually be a positive reason why it's happening the way it's happening. And when you do, suddenly doorways and inspirations and ideas and perceptions open up that you never thought of before because now you're in a positive state. Because you cannot have a positive thought from a negative state. As we have often quoted your own Albert Einstein, you cannot solve a problem from the same level in which the problem was created. You have to go to another level first, and then you see the answer. Then you see the solution.
So it's all me. There's no
It is
like
you.
negative devil,
Well, it
evil
is you.
spirit or something like
Well,
that.
it may or may not be, but it doesn't matter. You're the ultimate determiner of what you wish to interact with. So interact as you wish, and don't interact as you don't wish.
Okay.
And treat every decision you make as something that will serve you, and then you will be able to extract from that something positive. But you have to label it that way first, or you won't. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, it does.
Yes.
And that actually goes into my next question, which is about obsessions and obsessive
Yes,
thoughts.
yes.
Like, if I choose, okay, I don't want to think about that, and it comes back.
Yes, well, that's because you're pushing it away. Anything you resist will always bounce back because there's nowhere to push anything away to. There is no outside. There is only you.
What about if the thought is telling me to do something that I don't?
If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Do you not have the ability to say no thank you?
Yes, I do.
Do you not have the ability to say I don't prefer that, I prefer something else?
Yes, I
Then
do.
so what? If you keep choosing what you prefer over what you don't, no matter how many times it's offered to you, it will eventually fade away because you will have changed your paradigm. You will have changed your vibration. But don't try to resist. Let it in. So what? It's telling you over and over again, do something you don't prefer to do. You don't have to do it. The power is with you. The power to choose. We already told you this is one of the 9 powers. Choose. It doesn't matter what you perceive, because the more you expand your consciousness, the more you will perceive the negative as well as the positive, because the negative and the positive exist throughout all of creation. So expanding your consciousness doesn't mean you become less aware of the negative, it means you become more aware of it. But you also become more capable of choosing what you prefer. Just because you're aware of the negative doesn't mean you need to choose it.
But sometimes I'm afraid that if I say no, that maybe it's not something evil like go here, and maybe that going here would have been better, and I'm afraid maybe I should listen to, maybe I
You
should
keep
do it.
using the idea of comparison, which you have no business doing. That would have been better. This would have been better. Maybe I missed something. You miss nothing unless you spend time worrying that you're missing something. That's the paradox. If you stop worrying that you're missing something, if you stop worrying that something else would have been better, nothing would have been better. Do you understand the paradox? Stop spending time focusing on what you think you're missing, and you won't miss a thing.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yes, it does. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Good day. I was wondering if you could tell us more about the concept of from one dimension to the next, it being in 90-degree differences.
You are talking about vectors?
Possibly, yes.
All right. What do you wish to understand about this concept?
Why are they 90 degrees?
That is the way you experience it in your particular dimension of reality. It isn't always 90 degrees to someone else in another reality. But because your reality is based on certain geometric forms and ideas and relationships, certain kinds of dimensional shifts will be perceived that way. So it's, in a sense, the way you are overlaying your perceptions on the idea of change based on the filters of your physical reality structure that allows you to perceive it or interpret it as a particular number of degrees.
Okay, all right.
In that way, in other words, 90 is the most, quote unquote, shall we say, opposite it can be while still giving you a choice. Does that make sense in your language?
Yes, yes.
Because, yes, it could be 180 degrees, but that's simply going back on yourself, and then there's no choice. 90 degrees allows you the opportunity to go in a number of different directions and still be as polar opposite from where you were going as you possibly can be, and yet still have choice.
Sure.
Does that help you?
Yes, it does. Thank you. One more, if you could talk a little bit about Merkabas.
Well, again, these are representational energy ideas of certain geometric patterns of consciousness that exist and express themselves in certain geometric forms in your reality. Of course, they express themselves as geometric forms in other realities as well, but what you're calling the Merkaba is generally representational of the idea of the connection between your physical mind and your higher mind. The idea of what is above is also below, the union and junction of those two energy states to allow you to become a whole person. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Will that do, or is there something else?
I think that'll do.
Oh, all right.
Thank you much.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Good day to you, too. I have a 3 years old, and I love
child, you are
yeah,
saying?
my baby.
Male,
Noah,
female?
a boy.
Yes.
Male.
Yes.
And I've been challenged raising him because he has a very
Because you are still
aggressive-
raising yourself?
Exactly.
All right.
I'm learning a lot about
Yes,
myself.
many of you
through
are
him.
children raising children. Yes.
Yeah, and it's being a challenge because
Yes.
I go back and forth.
Between what
wondering
and what?
If I'm doing the right thing, if I'm
Are you doing the best you
disciplining-
can?
Yes,
Do you love the child?
I love him.
What else can you do?
I just want him to
What
be.
else can you do besides loving your child and doing the best you can? What else can you do?
I guess that's all.
Is that all right?
What was
Do
that?
you think you are failing your child?
Yeah, sometimes I feel
How?
like by not being
An
disciplining
adult?
him,
Well, why
Like-
don't you discipline? Why don't you guide?
because sometimes I wonder if there is the right thing to do to put him in timeout and tell him or let him
Children
be.
must be taught the consequences of choices. As long as you are certain that the idea of the consequence is something that would bring harm to them, then it might be the best way to allow them to understand that there are consequences. But you could also explore with the child at whatever stage, in whatever way you believe you are capable of communicating this. Explore with them, ask them what they think the consequence would be of a particular choice. Let them learn by actually exploring the idea of consequences. Now, you can arrange as the adult, so to speak, you can arrange certain safe environments, interactive environments that create, shall we say, a miniature version, a safer version of the idea that they were attempting to do. To show them on a smaller, safer scale that there will always be a certain kind of consequence to choices and that they can learn what consequences they do and don't prefer on the smaller interactive scale rather than having to experience it on the larger scale, which may damage them irreparably. Do you understand?
I understand.
But you, as the adult, need to be inventive enough to use your imagination to come up with ways of allowing them to experience these things in a safe modality, to teach them the consequences of choices by interactivity, which is the best way to learn, by actually doing something and seeing what happens. But you can reduce the scale in a safe way. So you can use your imagination to create certain scenarios in which they can learn these things, and once they learn them on that level, they will apply them on every other level. Then you will have guided them, quote unquote, disciplined them appropriately. They will discipline themselves once they understand the consequences of choices on a scale that's safe. And then you can teach them how to apply that to larger scales. Yes?
Yes, thank you.
So, do you think you have the imagination to do that?
Yes, I do.
Well, then, anything
going to-
else?
I'm going to do it.
All right. Well, thank you. Does that help you?
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
Nania? Yes. Are you about to inform us of timing? Yes. Have a bit of time left, so can I choose some more names? What is your bit of time?
Hi, Bashar. I just watched an excellent lecture of yours about letting things in and letting go of the things that are not meant for us. I'm just wondering, regarding things that are not meant for us, why do we want them so badly? Such as the wrong person in a relationship, and asking to let go of, the desire so much and it just not going away. Can you help me understand why we so badly are drawn to things that are actually not a good match for us, or not a match with our frequency and vibration? Thank you so much.
They're in your life for a reason, but not necessarily the reasons you think. And it's the insistence and expectation in your belief system about why you think those people should be in your life that's getting in the way, instead of allowing them to be there for the reasons that actually serve you. Because there are no accidents, and they're in your life for a reason, but they're in your life to teach you lessons. And one of the lessons is to not impose a societal assumption or structure on what a relationship is just because of the strength of the attraction. It's about the idea of what are you learning from that relationship that allows you to become more of who you are and choose the things that you really prefer vibrationally in your life, instead of just insisting that this thing that has been attracted is supposed to serve a certain purpose, instead of just simply learning the lesson that it may be showing you that you need to let it go in order to attract something else that would actually be more relevant for you. So it all serves a purpose, but the question is, are you learning the lessons from what that relationship is showing you, or are you continuing to insist that it should be something that it's not?
Ilya Ovna Bashar.
Good day, good day.
Thank you for being the loving reflection that you are, by the way.
It is our passion and our pleasure.
I recently came to have some validation that I have a connection to the hybrid program,
All right.
and I've made agreements with certain mantis beings. There was a symbol that came through about phoning home, and I was hoping you could add some light to this.
Phoning home.
Yes.
All right. Well, first and foremost, when you are dealing with the mantis beings, with the grays, with the hybridization program, you are usually experiencing a shift in your energy vibration that is closer to the idea of spirit. And spirit represents your true home. So it could simply be your interpretation of realizing that you were very close to home, vibrationally speaking, anytime you had any of those encounters.
Okay. Did I make a agreement to do any channeling for one of these beings?
Do you mean with one of those beings, channeling one of them?
Yes.
It is a probability that you can pursue if you wish.
Could you give me a name or permission slip to follow that pathway?
Well, are you first of all talking about being excited about vocal channeling or automatic writing or doing some kind of readings for people or divination systems? What style of channeling? Because remember, anyone that is doing what they love to do is in the channeling state. They can decide how they wish to express it. That's up to them. So what form of channeling are you most passionate about exploring?
I think I'm still trying to decide that, but right now I'm leaning towards the vocal side.
All right. Well, are you willing to gather people around you who are asking questions so that they can pull the information through you?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, then we would suggest that you do that. But you have to get out of your own way. You have to not care what comes through. It has to be all right if you get nothing at all. You can't be worried about looking strange or silly. You have to allow the information to come through by having people ask questions that pulls the information through you into them, so that you can just be the conduit and the vessel, and you don't have to think about what you're getting. So it's a relaxed state of just allowance of whatever happens to happen, knowing that at that moment, even though you will get better with practice, that whatever happens in the moment is what needs to happen to give you the opportunity to practice and to feel out how the information comes through you and what your particular style is all about. So if you're willing to start that way, then gather some people who are willing to help you practice by asking questions that they would really like to know the answers to, and see what happens.
Okay.
All right?
So further on that, during the same time when I got the symbol, I also got information about following patterns of cubes. And you mentioned something about how a cube symbolically is kind of grounding into physical reality. Is there any
Yes.
information you have about how that might connect to block DNA?
How it might connect to block DNA?
Yes.
Why do you think that the cubes block DNA?
Not block as in do not allow to proceed forward, but block is in term of a cube as a shape, I guess.
All right. Well, it's simply, again, symbolic of the idea of physical reality in a grounded sense. That's why people instinctively refer to your planet as the four corners of the world. They think of it in a cubic form because that represents the idea of a very solid, stable, grounded shape. It's symbolic in that sense of a full experience in physical reality. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. Uh, Separate question. So I've recently come across some information about uh, Tigetans. Is there anything you can add to the conversation about that at this time?
We are not allowed to discuss that at this time through this particular terminal.
Okay. Separate question then. So nature of physics. So when we transition and our universe essentially turns into spirit and less crystallized in physical reality, what happens to that physical reality that was our universe?
It remains within your soul. It remains within the oversoul. It becomes information that allows the soul to grow and make decisions about what it would like to do next. It's rendered into information, basically.
Okay. So concepts such as life insurance is useful for those who have perception agreements with us who also agree to that. But in terms of our physical reality, that's becomes information.
Yes, it all turns into information that the soul can use to decide what lessons to have learned from it, from the experience, how it all factors into what the soul will decide to do next for its personal growth.
Okay. If because we are shifting realities, one of the things I wish to do is honor all the life that I encounter. So when I'm in a situation for like weeding a garden,
Yes.
I don't want to harm those second density life forms, but I recognize that I shift to an earth where they're already different, but still I express the action of, well, I caused harm in the sense of my continuity. Can you help me address that perspective?
Well, you must understand the idea that in nature, certain things sometimes do go through a cycle where they do disintegrate in order to reform. So if you do it out of respect, out of love, and fall into a natural flow of your relationship and your connection to nature, then you will find ways to do that that actually are in keeping and in alignment with the natural cycles of nature for things to be apparently destroyed so they can be recreated. It's what you simply refer to as the cycle of physical reality, the cycle of life.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
All right.
And then I guess lastly, is there any other information that is open to coming through at this time?
When you start practicing the idea of channeling, make sure you allow yourself to adapt and to change in whatever way, shape, or form it seems natural for you to do so. Do not become rigid in the way that you think it has to present itself. You may at first start with your own higher mind, bringing that through so you can gain familiarity with what that feels like. And then you may start being aware of connections that you may have to other beings, like the mantis, where you then can, with further practice, bring through information from beings on that level as well.
Excellent. Thank you, Bashar. Ilya
You're welcome. Aveo.
Ave.
Hey Bashar, I hope you're having a blessed day. My name is Alexander. Pleasure to meet you. I've I've had this weird experience that I now have been learning from one of my guides and teachers that they believe that I met my past incarnation in this life, and it caused me to experience a massive expansion in consciousness as a result. And now I look back at my life, I look back at experiences, and like I don't remember them the same anymore. And because when I bounce them off people like family members, they're telling me a different experience that I remember, and it's making me feel like I'm going crazy. But my question is, I've been having these high rises of consciousness where I'm super present, super aware, super there, and then it just drifts away, and then I become like unconscious again. And I wonder how your species, how your kind has dealt with this while they've been like let's say you're born, as a different species, another race, wherever, and your kind is more evolved than our kind. So how would you guys have been teaching your younger species how to deal with the waves of coming and going of presence? I'd really like a tool for that, if that's okay.
Well, first of all, the idea is that you're opening up to being able to experience the concept of parallel realities more concretely. Because past isn't really past, it's just another parallel reality that exists simultaneously with what you consider your present focus to be. So the idea is that you're opening up to being able to experience parallel realities. You'll get used to it. Don't worry about it. Move forward in your life by following the formula. Synchronicity will start arranging things in a way that will make sense in terms of what it is you're tapping into in a parallel reality and how you can use the information that you're tapping into to download it in a way you can apply it in your present life, in your present focus, in a way that benefits you. But you have to be okay with understanding that as you expand your consciousness, you're going to suddenly be aware of all sorts of parallel realities that you're connecting to because you are a greater being that covers more than one reality. So it's just part of the symptoms of expanding your consciousness in this day and age. Allow yourself to follow the formula to allow synchronicity to organize this in a way that you can use it in a practical sense in your physical incarnational experience.
Good day, Bashar. Very
Good day.
excited to meet with you. Very grateful for this opportunity.
It is our passion and our pleasure to interact with you as well. What would you like to discuss?
Well, there are several things. Obviously, first of all, you and I seem to have a similar sense of humor, and I have wondered what role a sense of humor has in the achieving and maintaining a higher vibrational state.
Well, humor is a higher vibrational state because humor fundamentally is an ability to form unexpected associations, unexpected connections to things that people might not ordinarily make connections to. So it is an expansion of your ability to holographically see how things are more connected and to express those connections in what might be considered an unusual way that opens people up to different perspectives.
Very good. I just know that you and I are very similar in that sense. I almost feel like we have met sometime in the past or have
Well,
existed.
you do have connections to our general frequency, and therefore it feels familiar to you. Yes.
Yes. Yes. All right. Secondly,
Yes.
one of my higher flow states that I achieve has been in sports, in participating in sports.
All
Do
right.
the Essassani have anything equivalent to that? Any
Well,
sort of-
yes, we have games, and you might call them sports, but it's not in competition with each other. It's in competition with ourselves.
Okay. Well, yes, that's pretty much my attitude. I do like to quote to win or be victorious, but at the same time, I'm more concerned about how well I perform to a level that I think I should be.
Yes, and in that context, everything that we experience is a win. There is no winning and losing in our society. There is, what did you learn in that experience? And if you learned something and you grew, that's a win. So even though there may be collective involvement, we're all there synchronistically to allow each other to experience our own individual wins, our individual growth in how we experience that particular exercise.
Okay. Delving into extraterrestrial races, if that's okay.
Yes.
Are there any that are actually genetically equivalent to humans on Earth?
Well, very much closely genetically connected, like the Pleiadians, who are in a sense your distant cousins.
Right.
So like that, yes, there are genetic connections between humans on Earth and different species. But after a point, it becomes very, very different, and many alien societies look nothing like you. But there are several that do, primarily not only just because of the morphogenetic fields that say this is a efficient form, so they look humanoid or human-like, even though they may not necessarily be directly genetically connected to you in the way that you think, but there are some that are actually truly genetically family.
Right. Okay. So they
Such
have
as us.
Have they populated the Earth at some point?
There have been times in the past where other societies have taken advantage of the Earth environment for a period of time. Yes.
Okay. All right.
It's part of the history that you don't know.
Right. Okay. And that will be revealed at some point.
Eventually, yes, after open contact.
Okay. Something I wonder about you specifically, how much do these sessions deplete you, or do they deplete you in any way?
No, of course not. Why would they deplete me? Why would I do it if they did?
Well, as a first contact specialist, that being your desired role,
Yes.
that doesn't necessarily mean it wouldn't necessarily have some impact on you per se, I guess.
Well, the impact it has is that it energizes us.
Okay.
It is what we love to do. And therefore, we are operating at a very high frequency, and at a high frequency, we are energized. It never depletes us because we are simply being a conduit for a higher frequency, passing through us, leaving us with energy. It doesn't take energy away from us. It supports us with a higher frequency energy.
Yes, I know. Well, I'm feeling energized just in this little discussion. So I can imagine, I guess, that it has quite an impact on you in that case.
Yes.
I think that's going to be it.
All right.
I definitely appreciate your time and your dedication.
Again, the dedication is automatic when you are focused on what you love to do. So, we thank you. Aveo.
Aveo.
Good day.
Good day.
All right, I'll say, how are you all this day of your time as you create time to exist? Allow us to begin with an interaction on the idea of miracles. You may use that as your title if you wish. In this way, recognize that what you often consider in your civilization to be miracles, you consider to be out of the ordinary, above and beyond the mainstream reality that you are used to experiencing in your day-to-day world. But recognize what you typically call a miracle is, in actual fact, a recognition of the fundamental workings of the universe. It is a recognition of when reality, physical reality, the experience of physical reality as you have come to know it, is actually working in synchronous harmony with all other levels of reality. And thus, a miracle is actually representative of when the universe is working most naturally. Physical reality, the day-to-day events that you typically experience that seem to be different from what you call miraculous, That, in a sense, is even more of a miracle than a typical miracle, as you call it. For a typical miracle is an indication of the natural state of the universe when everything works hand in hand, absolutely flawlessly, and can create whatever manifestation is indicative of the way the minds and the hearts and the beliefs of the individuals involved in that circumstance wish it to be. Whereas what you call your day-to-day life is the product of divergence, many times, from the so-called natural awareness or natural state of creation, natural state of reality. And in that sense, the things that you most often take for granted are actually the exception to the norm. In that sense, the way you have structured your reality, all of the different diversifications, separations, and specific endeavors that you create in your day-to-day lives, those are the miraculous manifestations of the foundational energy. Your daily life is therefore miraculous. And when you see in your lives what you normally call a miracle, when all of the normal, what you think of as normal activities that go on are for a moment seemingly suspended to allow this so-called miracle to occur, in actual fact what you are seeing therefore is the very fundamentals, the homogeneous, balanced, natural energy that everything in your daily lives is created from. You follow along? Therefore, recognize that your lives at any given moment are made of magic, if you will, are miraculous in that way. And that what you typically call a miracle is not something that is an interruption in what you think is the natural or normal way that life exists, but it is actually a manifestation of naturalness, a manifestation of the basic root, foundational energy out of which all of the divergences in your daily life are created. A miracle is a calm spot, the eye of the hurricane, as you say, wherein you allow all the different energies, the homogeneous energy of the foundational creation itself, to simply work in its purest form. When you know in that state that everything does fit in with everything else, everything does work in life, and a miracle is simply your willingness to allow on all levels, all at once, life and the universe to work in the way it was designed to work. So if you wish your life to become, as you think, more miraculous, and for life to become more and more effortless expression of that level of creativity, then all you need to do is allow your life to revert back to its natural state, to the zero rest balance point, to allow the things in your life to be there that need to be there, rather than thinking you must make or force or push those ideas into creation. Desire, determination, those are tools that can allow you to allow your reality to work, but desire and determination do not have to be expressed in a struggle type of mode. Desire is the activation key that will bring to you anything you believe to be possible to experience in your life. And when you allow your desire, your excitement, which is your indication of your connection to the primal energy out of which all is created, when you allow your desire to bring those things into your life, then your life will be effortless, will be miraculous, day to day to day. You follow along? At this time, therefore, we will communicate in the mode we call sharing.
We have a documentary being filmed tonight.
As
We have a lady.
welcome.
Thank you very much. I have a couple of questions. They're not exactly on the subject you're talking on, but...
Does not have to be, never has to be.
All right, good. It has been predicted by Leah that in March of '87 there will be a profound change in our economy. Do you agree? And is this change for the better or for the worse?
The idea of what you would call approximately March 15th to March 17th will be a very strong energy gate wherein many transformations can take place. Some aspects of what you call your sociological structures, your economic societies, may discover new principles that will allow different manifestations of interrelationships to begin to be laid down upon your planet. Any transformation can be experienced and expressed in a positive and or a negative way. Which way it manifests depends upon the attitudes and perspectives of the individuals involved. So it is up to you as to how it will manifest. But that time frame is a very strong transformational energy gate. Yes.
Thank you. The other question is, we're doing this documentary for public awareness. Do you have anything to say regarding this?
First of all, that you are also doing it because of the public awareness that already exists. So recognize that anything you find manifesting in your reality not only goes towards reinforcing the ideas that you can do, but is also a reflection of the ideas you have already become. So first and foremost, what we will say is to extend from us an appreciation and a thank you to your civilization for being willing to come to the point in its conscious conception of itself wherein it is willing to discuss these ideas and expand in many different ways. The exploration of your consciousness will be discovered to be the key to any idea you wish to understand within the living of your life. And that fundamentally, what we will share with you is that the only fundamental process truly necessary for you to understand anything you wish to understand about life is to simply live the life you are living. And in that true and full living and expressing yourself according to the trueness of what you know to be representative of the energy each and every one of you are, you will, in living that life, discover everything you need to know about the life you are living. For again, the universe does not do extraneous and pointless things. Everything works, and there is a reason for everything. Explore and expand your curiosity. Become fascinated with the interplay of all ideas as they interact and interrelate, and you will discover that everything is an orchestration, and a flawless one at that.
Bashar, thank you very much.
We thank you for your endeavor. We thank you for your sharing and your willingness to participate and create an opportunity for others to participate in the growing expansion of awareness, of remembering that you are all made in the image of the infinite creator, and what that means is you are all infinite creators. We thank you.
All right.
Sharing.
Bashar,
Ace.
a couple of weeks ago in the Times there was an article that the scientists had found two giant arcs. Could you care to comment? Would you care to comment on, tell us a little bit about that?
We can disperse but a little bit of information. What you are perceiving as the arcs are specific compactions of the gravitational dynamic tensor fields of the physical universe that have undergone what you would call vast implosive energy. You are seeing the spin-off or cast-off remnants from the implosion of one portion of this physical universe into and through a gateway of another physical universe. Thus, the energies released are quite a bit higher in magnitude than anything you have discovered around your localized area. For in that area, therefore, you are seeing, let us say, to be colloquial in your language, the breach, the gate, the doorway from one universe to another, and the after effects of that implosion, of the creation of that gate, a very powerful gate. These arcs, therefore, are representative of how space-time itself has become, as you say, warped or twisted, representative of the motion or the eddies or the currents now involved in that particular.
Is there anything you would care to tell us in regards to denial?
Denial. Denial in this way is again the belief, the inherent ingrained belief that there might be something in your life that you might come across that would not be able to serve you. But when you recognize that everything happens for a reason, then you will know that anything that happens in your life can be used to add to the overall understanding of yourself in a positive way and allow you to expand and accelerate in growth. Therefore, denial is simply the belief in your lack of completeness, in your lack of ability to utilize in a positive way, anything that could occur in your life. It is a fear that there is something within you that is beyond your control, that may get out of hand, as you say. It is only a fear. It is only the result of the fact that your society has been taught that you are not in control of your life. Therefore, you do not allow yourselves to be aware of why the things that occur in your life do occur. And so because you think that to learn more about them will actually place you in greater lack of control, you many times will refuse to explore them, feeling safe and secure just where you are. Not realizing that the more you explore those things, the more you will have to add to your overall understanding of yourself, and the more stable you will actually become. Does that assist you?
Yes, very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sharing.
Bashar,
Ace.
in working with the Lazarus tape that you mentioned to us a couple of months back,
Ace.
Secrets of Manifesting What You Want,
Ace.
in cleaning up the tools to use for manifestation,
Yes.
I find it difficult to find out what my payoffs are, and my blocks are quite large.
If you say so.
I wonder if you can shed some light on what.
Why do you believe your blocks are large? And first and foremost, what is your definition of a block?
The denial that I have a payoff for a negative action in my life.
Denial that you have a payoff for a
Yes.
negative action. Would you clarify that, please?
Okay, I'm exhibiting lack.
You are exhibiting lack?
Yes, I don't have the kind of car that I want and the money that I want to do the things that I want. And I don't know, he says find out what your payoff is, and I can't imagine why I want to do this.
All right. Perhaps one suggestion, only a suggestion, to allow you to discontinue looking at it as a lack and focus on the things you already have so that you know you already are abundant in one way and that you can be abundant in other ways, rather than assuming that you lack anything. Because if you are approaching it from that end, that point of view, then you are only reinforcing the idea that you are not abundant, that you lack something. Approach it from the point of view that you already are abundant in whatever ways you have needed to be abundant, and that you can be abundant in other ways, more expanded ways, rather than assuming that just because you are not right now abundant in a particular way means that you lack abundance at all. You follow me? So examine the other end of your tool as well.
Okay.
Now, it also does not necessarily have to be that complex. It may be as simple as you simply have the habit of generating that particular type of scenario. Whether or not there is any particular quote-unquote payoff, whether you actually have an ingrained belief that you need to suffer, you may simply be in the habit of generating the reality the way you are generating it. So, allow yourself to know that you are in the process of creating new habits now. And that it is not necessarily so that you have to dig and scrape for this deep, dark secret you are holding from yourself.
Beautiful.
You follow
Thank
me?
you. Yes, I do.
If it is that difficult to find a payoff, maybe that's an indication that there really isn't one.
I love it. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
So lighten up upon yourself. And when you use the tools that the tape suggests in order to sculpt a new reality, use a light touch as well. It is only the novice that applies undue pressure and very often snaps the tool. You follow me?
Yes, I do.
You do not have to dig quite so hard.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bashar.
Sharing.
Hi, Bashar.
Hi.
I bought a little toy today. It's a tuning fork. And,
Yes. Do you
like?
like the way it moves you?
Oh, very exciting. Very, very, very exciting. And I bought a little pitch pipe too. And just while I was sitting here, I was thinking if there was different notes, because now I'm interested in using it to heal possibly.
Yes.
And
Then you can simply ask any other individual to stop you when you hit the note that moves them. And that's the vibration you can work with them on. You follow me?
Yeah.
Whatever strikes a chord within them will be the key that unlocks them from the reality that they have lived in before and will allow them to now manifest the reality they prefer. So simply test it out with any individual you are interacting with. Which one do you like? This one, this one, this one. Oh, that one? All right. Then that will be the key one. When you hear this, therefore, if this is the one that truly strikes a chord within you, you will know that when we play this note, you will be at your absolute most malleable, most open, most receptive, most willing to create the reality you desire. This will be your support field. And a support field it literally will be. You will generate the tonality, and that tonality, the vibrations themselves, will function in much the same way as the energy fields around our spacecraft, and will, in a sense, isolate that individual from all of the reality habits that they have previously been manifesting, and will give them the opportunity to lock into new ideas. You follow me?
Yes.
It is like suspending them in a type of fluid, surrounding them with that sound.
Okay, so there's not one or any different note that's good for a certain
The individuals
type of-
will let you know.
for whatever it is, whatever note.
Yes.
And,
Every individual is different, and they are different at different times.
Can I use this like over a body instead of just by the ears?
Yes. Oh, yes. Especially over the solar plexus. Especially.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Chatting.
Bashar,
Ace.
I talked to you, the first time I talked to you was about headaches I was getting.
Ace.
They're more consistent now. They're about every other day. And you said it had something to do with gravitational shifts on the planet.
To some degree.
could
Your
you-
sensitivity to electromagnetic shifts.
Okay. I was just curious about that. The other thing was, when I was about 3, I was playing with a ball in our living room, and the ball rolled under our couch, and I got our maid to get the ball for me, and while she was, I happened to look behind me, and through the curtain appeared a figure, a very tall...
Stop.
Okay.
Are you doing in your life what you wish to be doing?
I think on one hand I am, and on yes, I'm
Which is?
researching more into myself.
In
and
what way?
others, spiritually, body-wise, how it all.
How will you use this knowledge
That-
physically?
Probably to improve myself and my life and those around me.
How? What methodology
I don't
is
know.
most exciting to you?
I don't know. I'm researching quite a few different ones.
All right. Which one has already been most exciting to you? Which one stands out the strongest now, so far?
That has helped me the most.
The one you wish to exemplify, the way you wish to put into action what you have learned. How do you wish to share what you are learning?
Well,
How do you wish to be of service?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I do.
Yes.
Okay.
When you allow yourself to know that you do, many of these headaches will cease entirely. For you are receiving communication.
I know I am.
Yes.
And I'm aware that I have been.
All right.
I dream all the time.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, I had a dream about you last night.
Yes.
Going to Germany, I think it is. By the way, do you plan to go to Germany?
I plan nothing.
Okay.
Now, the idea is that you are highly receptive, as we have said, to these electromagnetic pulses.
Right.
And they are being used to communicate with you.
Okay.
But the idea of the headache only comes because you are, to some degree, hesitating and resisting letting yourself express it in the way you know would be most joyous. You are analyzing the ways a little bit so strongly that you are not truly allowing yourself to give full fruition, full embodiment, and full expression to the way you truly do desire to express it, because you want to be very careful in your mind. You are being cautious, but to some degree you are being overly cautious. And this resistance and this hesitation is allowing this energy communication to back up within you and creating the sense of pressure.
Oh.
When you are more willing to let it out, let it through, trust your instincts rather than having to rely so much on your analysis process, then you will allow, like a valve, some of the steam out. You follow me?
I think so. I'm just not certain when it.
When it will be correct?
There I go again, right?
Yes. Now.
Right.
Right now, let's use your imagination. Right now.
Okay.
Let's open those gateways up a little bit. Don't worry, it won't hurt. Allow yourself now to imagine, even if your conscious mind thinks this is only a game, that's all right. Play along. Imagine right now, at least one way. It does not have to be the absolute, idealized, ultimate, end-all, be-all way you could ever come up with. Right now, imagine one way that you would feel happy in expressing what you are learning. One way that you would feel most light and joyous in sharing and being of service with what you are learning. One way, one idea.
Speaking with others.
All right. Are you already doing this?
Yes.
To what extent?
A little.
All right. When you find individuals, in other words, who are interested, you simply share ideas with them, yes?
Yes.
All right. The knowledge you are learning, how else do you imagine it can be applied?
Other than speaking with others, I don't know. That's where I don't know. At this point, that's not what's arrived yet. I don't know.
All right. When it does arrive, how do you imagine it will arrive?
I'll know.
Yes, you will. Now, is it all right for you to know that when it happens?
Yes.
Is it all right for you to not necessarily consciously know it now?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Maybe I'm at the point where it's about ready to arrive, and I sense it in.
Of the patterns, to some degree, is an indication of a cohesion, of a crystallization.
Okay.
So yes, you are on a threshold right now.
Right.
Will you do me a favor?
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Will you take 3 slow, deep breaths? Not fast, slow.
Okay.
In so doing, did any, even the most abstract type of image come to you at all?
Just me.
Just you.
Just me.
Just you. Very good. You, unto yourself, are absolutely self-contained. And all of the knowledge you are discovering already exists within you. All of the communication you are having, whether or not it is connecting to what you might typically call other consciousness or not, also comes from you. Allow yourself to recognize, therefore, that right now you are complete. And whatever definition of that completeness you choose to have will determine the rate and timing in which you will manifest your unique expression of that completeness. You yourself is all you need. You yourself, in that sense, is all you have. But it is all you need. So in your search, in your research, allow yourself to recognize that there was you at the beginning, and no matter what or whom you connect up to or with in your research, there will only be you at the end, so to speak, the end. And when, instead of a search, it becomes an expression. Then the energy will flow. For research is creating an echo inwardly. And the, in a sense, headache are a reflection of that echo. When you let it out, then you will be channeling through yourself rather than allowing it to bottle up and channel back into yourself, constantly researching for that part of yourself you think you do not yet contain. You contain it. When you let it out, that is when you will discover it has been there all along, and you will no longer need to search and research. You follow me?
Yes.
You know what you need to know when you need to know it, yes. And at the same time, everything you need to know to be anything you wish to be, you know right now. Anything that you can conceive of being at all right now, because you have the ability to conceive of being that idea, even the slightest notion of that idea, you contain all the tools necessary right now to be that idea, because having that idea is an indication that you do have the tools for that level already.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. More and continuous pleasant dreams to you.
Thank you.
And the breathing will also energize, balance, and alleviate a great deal of the pressure. So breathe. Meditate, breathe. Slowly, fully. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.